our first session of the day, luxury or utility, crafting the right gifting mix for clients, employees, and channel partners. To deliberate on this topic, let me call upon on stage the moderator of the session, Ms. Avril Noel D'Souza, Managing Editor, GoodHomes India and Home and Design. As I invite and introduce her, let's give her a big round of applause. Avril Noel D'Souza is a senior managing editor at the Times Group with 18 plus years of experience across media, theatre, arts, and luxury design. She has led impactful campaigns for brands like Kohler, Hans Grohe, and Birla Eternia while shaping influential design platforms such as GoodHomes and Home and Design Trends. Over to you, Ms. Avril.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We know it's early in the morning, so we appreciate your presence right now. It's a really great platform right now to talk about gifting and receiving and selecting, etc. And I have three amazing panelists joining me here today. May I please call on stage Mukesh Sharma. Mukesh is the co-founder and CEO of Truu Global Brands. He is an IIMA alumnus with over 22 years of professional experience. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Likewise, Avril. It's good morning, everyone. This is indeed a good morning for all of us. We are here to discuss something which is very close to me, corporate gifting and obviously luxury, two things I've been growing up with. So I am looking forward to this conversation.
Superb. Next, I would like to call on stage Samprati Doshi. Samprati is the founder of Najaranu. I didn't. Please, can you correct me?
It's a Gujarati word, Najaranu. It means what pleases the eye. A Gujarati word of Nazarana.
Okay, so the brand is a luxury heritage art and gifting brand that is redefining Indian craftsmanship for contemporary spaces. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And finally, I would love to call on stage Kavit Sethi. Kavit is a partner at Mehar Enterprises, the world's only entity supplying absolutely all the known watch brands under the sun. Kavit, please show us your wrists. Lovely brand. So thank you so much for joining us, for joining me here today. And each of you bring in so much of expertise to this topic of luxury gifting. And I just wanted to start it off and ask each of y'all, how have y'all seen the entire scenario of gifting evolving in the last 5 years? Mukesh, can we start with you?
So we can definitely define our timelines pre-COVID and post-COVID. Completely, I mean, in our lives, that there are two phases of life. One is pre-COVID and one post-COVID. Pre-COVID, numbers were, as far as gifting is concerned, numbers were huge in terms of volumes. They were definitely in the massier segment. People wanted to gift everything under the sky. There was no budget constraint. But post-COVID, there were correction as far as few industries are concerned, pharma being one of the biggest one. But what also changed is people understood you just can't randomly gift anything. There has to be some thought process to it. So that's where luxury came. I feel if I have to understand from my understanding of the market, pre-COVID, yes, there was good demand for luxury, but that has only increased with times, because numbers might have come down, but the thought process, the way you want to connect with your partners, I think that is very important, and that's where luxury also is important. So we have two segments. We are talking about utility and we're talking about luxury. Luxury is niche. Obviously, it cannot be massy, but there has been some serious gifting happening in that segment also, post-COVID, because people have started understanding that yes, this is one life, one chance. You want to live the best life you want to.
Kavit, do you have any thoughts on this question? Like how has gifting evolved in the last 5 years?
Yeah, I completely agree with Mukesh ji that the two phases are completely different, pre-COVID and post-COVID. I think the market has exploded in the last 2-3 years. So the number of players who are into gifting is humongous. The number of corporate gifting agents have skyrocketed, and the number of suppliers have also skyrocketed. And there is no limit to the number of products that are out in the market. And you cannot say that there are only 15 or 20 products that are in demand in the market. You know, it's as long as you have a niche product, or as long as you can beat your competition in terms of pricing, either because you have great relations with your suppliers, or because you're a manufacturer, you know, who knows his or her work well, or you can source your products at a good price. The market is really huge. And one more point, like Mukesh ji said, the luxury market has also exploded. So since I'm into watches, the demand for Rolex has just skyrocketed in the last 2-3 years. People are ready to wait for 2 years, 3 years. People who don't want to wait are ready to pay 50%, even 100% premium over and above the MRP. So I think, and you can even see it in travel. People are traveling like there's no tomorrow, you know. So that's
Continuing with the Rolex story, I think 10 lakh, 12 lakhs is the waiting or black charges. I mean, people actually have to wait for 1 year, 2 years, and then pay a premium. So that has changed. I mean, you are paying more than the MRP for a watch. That is a watch. So it only still time, but that is how things have changed.
Last 5 to 7 years, people have started talking about their brand as a story. Storytelling has increased a lot, and people have actually started consuming Indian stories. People are now getting less inspired by West, and they are coming back to Indian heritage and culture. So there's a big shift which used to happen during the Maharajas and Royals, where they used to buy the luxury. Now there's a whole shift from utility to a luxury. Now people don't want transactional gifting, they want a gifting which has a good recall, which doesn't stays in a drawer or which is not passed on to anyone. They want it on the wall, they want it on the desk, whether you are a gifter or you are getting a gift. People are valuing those luxury things, so if there's a value, there is going to be a recall value. So it is a big shift, and I feel this is going to increase a lot in coming years. So there will be a big shift towards the luxury segment from the transaction. First it was just like, we used to get lot of, I remember when I was a kid, my father used to get piles of planners, pens and all, which always used to go to the staff and all. But when I used to tell my father, why you want to use or kisi ke brand ka planner, let's print our and let's do a customization and all. But nowadays people are buying luxury. They are flaunting the luxury. So it's obviously it's because of the good recall value, this is going to increase a lot.
That is true actually, because we've seen also a shift. A simple gift is no longer a simple gift. It's now very thoughtful, and also it's veering towards luxurious items. It could be like a higher price point in terms of the luxury, or it also could be in terms of the amount of time you spent going and buying and thinking and selecting. So moving on to our next segment, our first segment rather, I wanted to know about the art of selecting. Like what do you all think your audience keeps in mind when it comes to selecting? So Mukesh, I had a question for you. What distinguishes a memorable gift from a satisfactory one?
So I think this question is very relevant to our topic that we're discussing. Memorable and?
A memorable gift versus a satisfactory one.
Okay. So memorable, I would go with the luxury, where you aspire something, you get that thing, maybe watch, maybe travel accessory, anything. And satisfying is obviously the utility. So what we're discussing here is utility as well as luxury. I think both will go hand in hand. There's no doubt about it. The same guy, if I have to gift, I will give utility to one grade of people, one set of people, and the other would go with the luxury. Any pharma company, IT company, we talk all the corporates that we are basically into corporate gifting. So the same set of people will gift utility as well as luxury to different sectors of their clientele, their dealers, their employees and all. So the selection actually happens when you understand what the gentry is, where it's going. Is it for a promotional work? Is it for gratitude work? Are you soliciting something, or it's a part of a promotion thing? So it depends on what kind of purpose that gifting is meant for. If it is for if someone has done 10, 15 years of service and you want to reward them, obviously you would want to give something like a Rado or a Rolex where they can really in cash on that memory that they've spent in this company, or something like a mass gifting where you want the people in the larger sect to be catered.
Kavit, I wanted to know, how do you balance explicit desires with the joy of introducing loved ones to something new?
Joy of introducing.
So basically, you're expecting a gift and you have an idea, you have a wish list, but I gift you something which is completely off track, something which you were not expecting, but something which is really good. So how do you kind of address that situation as a brand, wherein somebody, I mean, you know, the idea of gifting something which is completely off track?
So I think what helps is if you can offer the entire spectrum of the basic expectations a consumer has, you know. So now, for example, if I talk about watches, now if somebody wants to gift a watch of 1 lakh, so I'm going to try and provide options which kind of cover every major expectation he or she may have, okay? Is it elegant? Is the perceived value high? What is the likelihood that the person they're gifting it to will like it, okay? Also, I need to have a return policy in place, an exchange policy in place, right? So, and can we customize that product for that person, right? So, can I engrave that the receiver's name on the back, or you know, if somebody wants something on the dial, so you have to create a lifetime memory. So how do you increase the probability of the person liking the watch, you know, or whatever luxury product it is, you know? So I think you have to address it from a very wholesome perspective.
So I'm catching on to the word of personalization. So personalization is something that is the future. It's going towards, you know, each item is personalized for the person. Maybe it's a color or the name or a pattern that is very synonymous with what he or she is. Samprati, with your extensive knowledge of heritage and crafts, when selecting a gift for someone discerning, where do you begin? So basically, when selecting a gift for somebody with an astute eye, somebody who loves the good things in life, where do you begin? Like if they have everything, where do you begin?
I just make sure that gift should become a memory and that should be passed through a legacy to the next generation. That's my ultimatum though. If I say gifting, it's equals to memories. Yaad rehna chahiye. Utility, I don't believe in much in utility because we've used lot of pens, but we don't remember which pen we used, who gifted us the pen. But there are many things which has passed on through our generations. We shifted home, we shifted offices and all, but that thing has still been carried with us to the next thing. And that has been always stayed in a memory. And most of the things, if you see that either it has been gifted from the grandparents or something, or someone has gifted to a family. So that gifting has always been impactful. So I feel more than thoughtful gift, it should be deeper and deepest gift that while gifting. So that's my core belief while designing gifts, brands for my brand. I always make sure that should create a memory. So that will leave a strong impact and that will have a good brand recall That's how the brand, all luxury brands have made. The names which you have taken, Rolex and all, they have not been made in a faster thing. And we are working in an AI world where the speed is everything right now. But through this, we are focusing on the speed. But the thoughtfulness, which all brand had started with, it is, I don't see most of the brands doing that way. If the Rolex and all these big brands would have thought that we want to scale the brand, we want to establish the brand and the speed, today we would have not called them a luxury. So for me, more than utility, I feel thoughtfulness is the most thing while you make a gift or gift someone.
I would like to add one point and kind of differ with Samprati. It depends on who the receiver is. I mean, it need not be a luxury for them to run down the memory. I remember very first time when we started Diwali gifting, we had the same segment of gift going to everyone, be it the top management to the tier. So if an office boy or the Mosi in our office, if she had a trolley going back home, I remember till say 10 years, the family will remember this trolley has come from the company, because for them, even it's a utility, but for them it's a cherished thing. So what point I want to make is, yes, we might get carried away with luxury is the only thing that will carry, depending on what the kind of people we are gifting. Maybe with the masses, even a trolley or a handbag or a mixer would be remembered with same passion that a luxury would be.
I don't define luxury as an expensive thing. It was just a wrong mindset. The luxury is always expensive. The example what you took, while I was starting my brand, when the gifting section came, this was a point that actually came in my mind, and I was agreeing to that. But after seeing the things, let's say trolley bag has a life of 10, I won't say 10 years, the who cares about the trolley will take care of 20 years also. 20 years also. I've seen how they care. Even they use a transparent plastic cover with a zip so that it doesn't have a scratch. That's a reality. But वो बंदा छोड़ के चला जाएगा, जब वो अपने बच्चे के साथ बैठेगा, कि पापा बोलेगा कि जब उसका father बोलेगा उसके बच्चे को, I used to work at this office, I got this handicraft item, gift this souvenir or anything which was handcrafted and all, gifted by my company where I was working. This I'm talking about 40 years forward. That will have more recall value, and as a brand, I feel I always focus on that. Utility to theek hai, bag to if we company
Samprati, just asking you, where is your product starts at? What price point it starts at?
When it comes to bulk, it starts from 1,000 rupees.
1,000 rupees?
Yeah.
So if I have to give my office Aya a gift, should I gift a trolley or should I gift a handicraft item? I mean, let's...
Of course, as a brand, I would say she gift mine. But again, after getting an insight and after getting a recall value from those level of the stuff, like let's say whose salary is 20,000 monthly, I would say my product. But that has a more bigger recall value if I think about the future, long term.
I mean, I really would like to beg, but let's not get into a debate right now.
It's a debatable.
It's a good debate.
Yeah, it's a debatable. Yeah.
I just want to mention one thing. Samprati said we receive a lot of pens as gifts. But again, personalization makes a lot of difference, right? So if I have 5 pens, 7 pens with me, and I have a pen received as a gift, it could be worth 500 rupees. But if it does not have personalization, I may not remember it after the refill is gone, because I know I have many more pens. But let's say I gift my wife a pen and I write love forever on that. It could be a 100 rupee pen, but she will not forget that. So the refill will go, she will probably take the effort of replacing the refill.
That's a good idea, guys. Keep that in mind.
That you are not gifting a pen, you are gifting an emotion. So actually emotion is a product, not the pen is just a byproduct.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so, oh wow. It's got momentarily distracted by the drone. So I want to now talk about trends, the market trends. In your line of work, how do you all see market trends shaping what you all are doing or rejigging what you all are doing? So can you all tell me about market trends, each of you?
So, yeah, you start. Okay. So, obviously, I mean, in our trade, unfortunately, fortunately, there is abundance of everything. So if one particular product starts doing good, you will see thousands of booths with the same product category and all. So, this Diwali, I mean, trolley was the Som Papdi, as they say, because every corporate actually gives them trolley. So that's become a new Som Papdi. But trends is shifting. I think, so I just happened to see his booth. Something like this is what I would be really amazed at, what kind of thought goes into creating something new. People definitely, I mean, if you go to any corporate, kuch naya batao, that is the only question we have been asking, what is there? Be it luggage category, be it homeware, consumer wear, anything. They want something new. But something to create out of scratch, something different, what this guy's done. I think I just ran down his booth yesterday and I liked the thing. I thought I'll go out today. I never knew you were here. But I think there is a shift in terms of getting something out of the box. I mean, it is not just a random piece of luggage or random piece of t-shirt. Even if you talk about garments, which is one of the biggest category in our trade, people have started going beyond the regular. They want fast fashion. They want things that are more peppy in color. They don't want the black blues normal. They want fabric which are unheard of. So there is a shift. People have, even the traditional old school guys want to spend say 100 rupees more, but give something which is new and different. So not everyone, I mean, barring few pharma mindset where you price is the only constraint, there is a shift where people want to spend some bit more if you get something new and different.
So we as a brand, we are just focusing on storytelling and making a community. And we are very much clear that if we rush, we are going to do the biggest mistake about it. We'll have to keep patience if you want to grow a proper legacy brand. So only one thing, content creation, storytelling. We keep on pitching what we are doing. We don't talk about products. We only talk about the art, what we are promoting. That has helped us a lot in a year. And yeah, branding has made a biggest impact. First, he was mesmerized by my stall, then he entered that stall. So the branding has left a big impact. Nowadays, I can say after Shark Tank, people have actually started talking about brand, but they have limited themselves as a brand color and a brand font. But brand is all about the vibe you create, what you talk and what you show. So when my product comes in the place, we don't only focus on packaging, we also focus on how it is going to be placed, how it is going to be talked about, and that's how we have grown. As roadmap what I made, I can say I'm almost 4 times faster than that because of that strong storytelling. So people are actually connecting. Exactly what he said. There were many customers coming to me that hamara budget 500 rupees ka hai, 700 rupees ka hai. First exhibition, year back I had participated over here only. Pharma companies were like crazy about my products, but they all like hamara 500 ka budget, hamara 800 ka budget hai. First I was very much disappointed, but I was like, let me give a try. So now when I sat with the actual authorized person of the companies, I told them the whole value about it, the recall value, explained them and all, they got convinced. And they have been my client. I shifted from 500, 800 budget to 1500, 2000. And they actually started buying 20,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees pieces for small quantities, but for the higher designation people they wanted as a personal gifting, they became my client. So storytelling and branding has helped me a lot as a brand.
So I have no doubts in my mind that there's a huge space for both luxury and utility gifting. Okay, the Indian economy is just booming, and in fact I think the next 5 years, 10 years, the best time is yet to come. So aspirational shopping, luxury shopping is going to go through the roof. Okay, and at the same time, utility gifting with personalization is always here to stay, right? So, as a seller, like Samprati mentioned, what is your brand story, and basically, right brain selling is very important. So, when you pitch, your left brain talks about the facts of the product. But if you want to sell something aspirational, you have to appeal to the heart, to the emotions of the person. So that's where you have to strike a chord. That's where that right brain selling, feeling putting yourself in the eyes, in the shoes of the receiver, the buyer, that is very important, you know. So,
I just had to kind of share a story. Last Diwali, because I'm in the media industry, we get a lot of gifts as a journalist. So last Diwali, the number one gift that I was getting was cake stands. Like I got about 5 cake stands. At the end of it, I was like, I don't know what to do with these cake stands. But they were beautiful, but the utility of it was also great. However, it was a repeat thing. So that's another thing with trends that I find very problematic. Ki, you know, if everybody is going focusing on trends, then how do you stand out? Just give me a second, I need to drink water. Give me a second, please.
you're okay? No problem. Have some more water. Most of the products on my wall are. आपका भी स्टोन है. मेरे दो ब्रांड हैं. आपका? You have good? J50.
So another question that I wanted to ask about is the relationship that the gifter is trying to, you know, forge or create with the person that they are gifting. So what kind of thought has to go in, you know, when you're trying to forge a relationship or forge a bond with the person you're trying to create?
I think it all depends the thought process that goes behind selecting a gift. I mean, you can, I think all of us get a lot of thousands of Diwali gifts, if not anything else. So there are few that stand out, there are few that you would love to unpack, and there are few you know, okay, this is just a random do just because it was, it had to be done. So the thought process, if the selector, if the decision maker puts who that person is, or the concept that he wants to do, the story that he wants to create, obviously the outcome will be there. It might be, it necessarily not mean that you have to give something expensive or luxury. It's just the thought. If you randomly spend some time in thinking who your gentry is, what kind of clientele you want to gift, what is their thought process, and then create a gift or a hamper for them, that will have a long-lasting effect. Then to just give it to your manager, okay, this is the budget, select something. I mean, you have both sets of people. People who take interest in gifting and people who randomly do it for the heck of doing it. So it is about the giver only. I mean, and if I start thinking if I have to give him something and then I get into his mindset, okay, I would want I give them something which they will like. That takes some effort, some time. People don't want to do that. That is the unfortunate part. We, coming from the gifting industry, would want people to think about what they're gifting, not just randomly gifting. I mean, I keep saying even to pharma company, just don't burn your money. Spend some extra and give something substantial. For them, it's just the budget. Just the budget. You like something, I want 500, you wanted 250 rupees. It is not possible to create something that is there at 500 to at 250 rupees. You don't do this. Give something that is substantial. People just for the heck of giving will give something that is just a pile-on to everyone. So I think the moment you start thinking about gifting something that is substantial, if I know whom I'm gifting to and spend some time in curating that thing, that will have a long-lasting effect.
So I said before, like we make sure it should be meaningful. वो आगे pass on नहीं होना चाहिए, drawer में नहीं रहना चाहिए. And I always think मेरी product ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि वो अपने घर, when it's a wall art, right? वो अपने घर में मुझे अपना company का banner लगाने दे रही है free में. It's that I'm getting a free wall, free banner space to be put it in someone's place, or a free real estate of a desk जहाँ पे मेरा product रहेगा. So we always make sure pass on nahi hona chahiye.
I think as a gifter, it's very important that I feel the emotions of the person who I'm gifting to, right? So, and can I enjoy the process of gifting as much as I would enjoy the process of receiving, right? So, while you think through the head that this is the budget and these are my options, the heart plays a very significant role, you know. So, can I put myself into the shoes of the receiver, you know, and can I spend a few minutes to think on which are the top 3 options which that person will cherish, right? So, yeah, the heart plays a big role here, you know. You need to feel it, right? And if you feel it, if you give it with good intention, with a good heart, the chances are much more that even if the person did not like the color or something, the person will feel the emotion with which you gave it, you know. So that those vibes, that energy matters, right?
I would like to add one thing, my experience. I don't know if they both would relate. I'm sure they might have related. Either I'm just new into this, so I'm relating a lot. Problem with me, what I've faced as a brand right now is when it's a big corporate orders, the one who is the authorized purchaser is not the consumer itself. Even doesn't understand the value of that luxury. That this I faced a lot. बहुत एक frustration हो जाता है कि वो बंदे को मैं समझा के थक रहा हूँ. I feel अगर उसके like MD of a brand or a
this we go through every day. I mean, you
Because
you definitely want to connect with someone who has the understanding, who's seen global, who has a vision, but whom we are interacting with are, I mean, very, very massive people who
For
will not
me, this
understand anything.
I face the biggest issue in making them select the right thing.
I can relate one story. I was pitching Bulgari perfume to a pharma company, and in contention they were showing me Titan Skin.
I'm so
Titan
sorry.
Skin.
Oh, skin. Oh.
So very, very mass to uber luxury. I mean, I said, Ki, madam, what are we discussing here? I mean, these are 2 different categories. Let's not get into it. No, this is a perfume. This is a perfume. You have to match this pricing. I said, I can't match pricing of Bulgari to a Titan. I mean, no offense, that is a good brand, but this is a different breed. But they kept arguing, and I had to walk out of that. One of the few meetings that I had to actually walk out because they were not budging from the decision. No, you have to match this prices. I said, I'm not, no compulsion to match this price. I will not dilute my brand because this is okay, 30, 40,000 pieces, but I will not be able to match. So that is the problem when you want, okay, you go to the bosses who will understand what is a Bulgari and what is a skin. But we have to face this where people don't understand.
I missed one order. Quantity was around 800 pieces. That guy was very much rigid to put their brand logo on the top side of the wall art. I was like, I am ready to do customization. I'm ready to put a scroll in the box. I'm ready to do it on the back side of the frame. Just understand no one is going to hang this wall art or going to keep on a desk if there is your company logo is going to be there. Yeah. And we as a brand, we are very much clear. And that day made me more firm about that. I'm not going to do any branding on the above front side of the frames. I lost that order. It was very new. It was for us to sustain. It was very difficult, but with like very strong-heartedly, I said no, that I'm not going to do this. So when it comes to selecting the product, this is the biggest problem we have faced as a seller. Our intent is good to give a right thing, but they don't understand this.
What about you, Kavit? Do you have any similar story of losing out on an order because the requirement was just so outlandish and it did not match your brand?
It happens very routinely. So many times the procurement guys don't see logic. They just have the budget and they just want to close the gift option very quickly. So the first person who's able to match the price that they want, the order goes. So
The art of gifting requires patience, it requires thoughtfulness, and it requires a lot of love. But to brands, to corporates, do they really have the bandwidth to go into these aspects of gifting, or is it for them just like, you know, come on, let's do it, let's finish it off?
That's the unfortunate part. It's the only factor that defines right now in the corporate space is the price, which I mean, he would have done some property giants orders where there's only 15, 20 pieces Yes, there you know who's who you are gifting to. There's going to be a difference there. But generally, unfortunately, it is the price that defines everything in the gifting thing, and that is where both I think utility and luxury will go hand in hand, because when it is price, you have allocated 1 lakh rupees to give to a person, you will go that way, and when it's 100 rupees, you will go that way. So it is the defining factor is definitely, as far as corporates are concerned, it is price.
I agree to that. Even I'm seeing that thing. But as a brand, we are not focusing on growing fast. So we are like, okay, वो segment में जाना ही नहीं है, ठीक है. I want to focus on big. Because I feel the market is going to grow bigger, gradually. People are understanding this. There's going to shift happen. That's what I feel.
There is definitely, I mean, if you look at India market these days, I mean, we aspire to buy a Tumi or a Rimowa, but then you go to the airport and you see a Napidora store and you feel, okay, this is it, and then the Milanos and high designs and all. So it's nice to see Indian brands also going global and upping the game. It's no more the mass thing. And there, even in the startup thing, there are a lot of brands who have upped their game. You look at the sneaker market, you look at the garment market. So yes, we are evolving from the brand perspective, from the built-up and going from India to global now. This, we will be having a lot of luxury brands is what I am also hopeful. Jaipur Watch Company is a different example there.
They're doing a lovely work. Jaipur Watch Company, they're doing a
So not everyone will appreciate, they did not get the Shark Tank pitching, they did not get funding, but the brand has some ethos, they have some thought process, and that will take them places. I think India is changing, no second thought about it. We are 140 crore people, so utility will definitely be big on chunk, but luxury, because post-COVID, everyone wants to live in today. So I think luxury watches, you will have the data. Post-COVID, things have changed dramatically. The numbers have, and then people really don't mind spending. If I have to wear a Patek Philippe, I'll wear a Patek Philippe come what may. So that is the thought process that has come.
Kavit, I wanted to check in with you on this particular question. When it comes to luxury Indian watches versus luxury international watches, is there like an obvious preference?
At the moment, of course, because see, if you see these Swiss brands, the legacy brands like a Tissot is there since 1853, and they very proudly mention on every dial that Tissot since 1853. Rolex has been there for years and years. So the best which is the best Indian brand in the market, Titan. Now, there was proof last year that people can consume an Indian brand at a high price. For years, Titan was seen as a massy brand, but they have made the effort in the last few years to up the scale. Last year, even I was astonished. They launched a watch at 26 lakh rupees, and it was a limited edition, okay? And I was astounded to hear that Titan, first of all, thought of pricing a watch at 26 lakhs, and they had the conviction that they can sell it. Believe me, in no time all watches got booked. They came up with a very limited number, but I can tell you, I mean, and thanks to Modi ji's thrust on Make in India and consumption of Indian products, I mean, it'll of course take time, because the number of watches that Titan has in the luxury segment are very few, and it'll take years to create that mind space, that shift. It'll happen, but it'll take a lot of time. But it just shows that consumers are ready to buy an Indian brand if it appeals and if you're convinced about it.
It's all about perception at the end of the day. Like if you are perceived as a mass brand, it takes a lot of work to now change that narrative, that storytelling, and be perceived as an aspirational or a collection to perceived as an aspiration. Samprati, for you, I mean, how do you toe this line between mass and aspirational or luxury?
For me, it's very much simple. Create an aspiration for the mass. There will be a certain percentage of people.
We invite you to attend a session on design access, how packaging and smart design elevate the
I think we are running over. We are behind our schedule. What?
from 11:30 a.m.
So I don't separate those two segments, mass and this premium luxury, whatever you say. For me, it's very much clear. I want to create an aspiration for the mass. So there will be certain percentage of people either in a FOMO or either in actual believing in the value. They will shift towards this side. And for me, I believe it's like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. All are welcome to see my brand. And today or later, I don't mind. I will sell the. I'm here to play a long-term game. So I'm very much clear. Even if there's a lady who is pregnant right now, while marrying the kids or daughter, I'm focusing right now what they will gift for the kids. If I want to focus on that, I have to create the aspiration right now, even when the child is in the womb. That's my long-term vision.
I think luxury actually starts from there. Luxury is all about vision. I have been working with a lot of European brands, and for them, number is the byproduct. They don't even talk about numbers. It is the vision that you have for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. So all the French, Italian, and European brands that you talk about, they are there in that segment because of the vision that they have. In the long-term perspective that they look, they don't talk about year-to-year growth and this and that their sales team would do. But the founder or the visionary who's created the brand will only think, where will my brand be after 100 years and 50 years? And that's we are starting now. Obviously, we've lost 200 years because there are a lot of luxury brands which started in 1800 and continuing. But I think it is a shift. It's a paradigm shift that has happened from Europe to now Asia. And China definitely was the front bearer in that. But now India is catching up big time. And India has the bandwidth of both technology as well as handicraft. I think that's where once the fusion happens, where we fuse both of them and create something unique, I think that's where our place would be in the world scene.
I would like to add, any good potential brand which I'm seeing right now, which can be a big next global luxury brand, will not get investment today. They will be struggling most because for the investment, because they are not focusing on growth. They are just focusing on creating a community storytelling and value, which investors only want growth. They are least bothered. They just want to invest and they want to take an exit. What exactly what you do for Jaipur?
In that regard, I think Shark Tank is wrongly perceived as the place.
Exactly.
I would not be a pro Shark Tank guy because that's actually changing these Gen Zs and Alphas thought process of business. They want to create a product, have a valuation and just move out because they are like fast decision makers and they want to, their company also behave like that. That's not the case. Luxury or any brand is built with, like Titan took so many years to build that legacy. Today, anything from Tata's, obviously, be it Tanishq, be it Titan, be it anything that they are into, you feel, okay, this is most secure, Tata Motors, because you have the legacy with them, they have the thing. So you have to spend time. Something like a Shark Tank is just giving them a booster, like it's like a catalyst that you just start and you can have a valuation in 2-3 years and quit. That will not help the Indian ecosystem. We were a trading community. We should not dilute the trading thing. And from trading to manufacturing will be a shift that will take time, and people have to understand that shift will take time, and it cannot. Not everyone will start manufacturing. I am the way government is encouraging production and manufacturing, that is good, but we also have to understand that we have 140 crores. It's not easy for us to just change the game. But then, if you go to, it is heartening to see some guys who've taken that step forward. I mean, in T2 International, if you see, Mobla and Napa Dori is like just across. So it's heartening like we are there with Mobla and one brand that is born out of India is there. So it's hard to see that.
People are taking a long learning from Shark Tank for the instant growth.
See, you started early morning, you can chat.
So my father always used to say, if you want to learn business, go to Dharavi. You will actually learn core manufacturing, how its operations work. You cannot learn from Shark Tank. People are just burning the money and growing the brand. It's not sustainable at all.
Yeah, and Shark Tank and everything is for television. It's for their ratings.
Yeah.
It's all
100%.
sensationalized. The reactions can also be scripted. So that's not really real. I mean, the stories may be real, but it is always sensationalized for
True,
television.
True.
Well, I would like to close things. Thank you so much to the audience for sitting in and listening to us. And the last question. If I had to gift you all a gift today, tomorrow, what would you all like? Each of you all.
I definitely feel anything that is personalized. I mean, that can be a midway. It cannot be, rightly said, it can be a 500 rupees pen. That need not be a mupla. But if it's personalized, it's for me. And that goes in the thought that you gifted me something which is personalized. It can be a notebook, it can be a pen, it can be anything.
Anything handcrafted, worth calling a legacy.
He'll not leave one opportunity to advertise his brand.
I'm very opportunist.
If I'm receiving a gift from you, anything that will make me remember you for years, that it doesn't, the value is secondary. Yes, of course, if the value is more, I'll be like, arey, expensive gift diya, but more than that, that personalization matters. And if I can see that this person has given it with love and effort, that will stay with me for much longer.
That's lovely. So personalization, value, crafts.
If we have to give you, what should it be and why?
A cake stand. Well, thank you so much for joining me on
Thank you
this
so much.
panel.
Thank
And thank you so much, Bhakti, for inviting all of us.
Thank you,
Thank
Bhakti.
you all of
Thank
you
you.
for listening patiently. Thank you.